Wonders of South Australia. The hidden places no one talks about. Travel guide. Here is something most people never realize. South Australia covers more land than France and Germany combined, yet somehow it stays quietly out of the spotlight. No loud hype, no constant headlines, just vast landscapes and places that feel like they were left behind on purpose. That is exactly why this region hits different. While most travelers rush through Adelaide or straight to the wine regions, they miss the real magic hiding in plain sight. Today, we are peeling back the surface and going deep into South Australia's lesser-known wonders. These are places that do not scream for attention, but once you see them, they stay with you for a long time. If you have ever wanted to feel like you discovered something before the world caught on, this is that moment. Ikara Flinders. Ranges National Park. Ikara in the Flinders. Ranges feels ancient in a way that is hard to explain until you stand there yourself. These mountains are some of the oldest on Earth, shaped over hundreds of millions of years, and you can feel that age in the silence. The landscape shifts constantly, deep red rock walls opening into wide valleys, sharp ridges melting into soft plains, and light changing everything by the hour. What makes Ikara special is not just the scale, but the sense of story woven into it, especially through its deep connection to the Adnyamathanha people. Some travelers worry it will feel too remote or empty, but that emptiness is the point. Once you are there, the stillness becomes grounding rather than intimidating, and every lookout feels earned. Give yourself time here, because rushing through Ikara completely misses what makes it powerful. Nullarbor Plain Cliffs. Most people hear the word Nullarbor and imagine endless flat nothingness, but almost no one talks about what happens when that land suddenly drops into the ocean. The Nullarbor Cliffs stretch for kilometers along the Great Australian Bight, rising straight out of the sea in dramatic white limestone walls. Standing at the edge feels unreal, like the continent simply decided to stop without warning. It can sound intimidating at first, especially with stories about isolation, but the cliffs themselves are surprisingly peaceful. On clear days, the ocean below shifts between deep blue and bright turquoise, and during certain seasons, whales pass by beneath you. It is not crowded, not polished, and not designed for selfies, which somehow makes it even more unforgettable. This is one of those places that quietly resets your sense of scale. Coffin Bay National Park. Coffin Bay has a name that sounds intense, but the place itself could not be more relaxed. This coastal park on the Eyre Peninsula is all about contrast, calm bays on one side and wild ocean beaches on the other. The sand is soft, the water is impossibly clear, and the air smells like salt and freedom. People usually hear about Coffin Bay oysters and stop there, but the landscape surrounding the town is just as impressive. Some visitors worry it might feel too quiet or undeveloped, yet that simplicity is what makes it special. You can spend hours driving along empty beaches, watching waves roll in with no one else around. It is the kind of place where time slows down without you even noticing. Arkaroola Wilderness. Sanctuary. Arkaroola feels like a secret science experiment, hidden inside a desert. This remote sanctuary in the northern Flinders Ranges is packed with dramatic ridges, glowing mineral colors, and landscapes that look almost unreal at sunrise and sunset. Geologists love this place, but even if rocks are not your thing, the scenery alone is enough to hook you. Some people hesitate because it sounds rugged or difficult to reach, but once you arrive, it feels surprisingly welcoming. The skies here are some of the darkest in Australia, making the stars feel close enough to touch at night. During the day, every drive reveals something strange and beautiful, from sharp peaks to wide open plains. Arkaroola does not try to impress you, it just exists, and somehow that makes it unforgettable. Lake Eyre. South. Lake Eyre South rarely gets the attention of its northern counterpart, and that is exactly why it feels so special. Most of the time, it is a vast salt flat that stretches endlessly under the sun, creating mirages that play tricks on your eyes. When water does arrive, the transformation is dramatic, turning the landscape into a temporary oasis for birds and wildlife. People often think there is nothing to see here unless the lake is full, but that idea misses the point completely. Even dry, the textures, colors, and sheer openness are mesmerizing. Standing there, you feel incredibly small in the best possible way. It is not about spectacle, it is about presence. Innis National Park. At the very tip of the York Peninsula sits Innis National Park, a place that quietly delivers some of the most beautiful coastal scenery in South Australia. Rugged cliffs meet rolling waves, while hidden beaches appear around bends in the road like personal discoveries. The park also carries traces of its past, with old ruins scattered through the landscape, reminding you that people once tried to tame this wild edge. Some travelers assume it is just another coastal park, but Innis has a rawness that sets it apart. Wind, ocean, and sky dominate everything, and the views feel endless. It is perfect for slow exploration, where every stop feels like a reward rather than a checkpoint. Flinders chase-like wilderness on Kangaroo Island's west. While Kangaroo Island itself is well known, the far western side often gets overlooked. This part of the island feels wilder, rougher, and more dramatic than the areas most visitors stick to. The coastline is carved into strange shapes by relentless waves, and inland, the bush feels thick and alive. Some people worry about missing the highlights if they venture too far west, but in reality, this is where the island shows its true character. Wildlife appears when you least expect it, and the sense of isolation feels intentional rather than accidental. It is less about ticking off sites and more about letting the island unfold naturally. Brachina Gorge. Brachina Gorge is sometimes called a drive-through time machine, and once you experience it, that description makes sense. The gorge cuts through layers of rock that represent hundreds of millions of years of Earth's history, laid bare in towering walls on either side. Even if geology is not your passion, the visual impact alone is impressive. Some people think it will be over quickly, but the gorge encourages you to slow down, stop often, and really look. Kangaroos wander across the road, birds echo through the cliffs, and the light constantly reshapes the colors around you. It is educational without feeling like a lesson, and scenic without trying too hard. Gawler Ranges. National Park. Gawler Ranges feels like South Australia's quiet answer to volcanic landscapes found elsewhere in the world. Ancient lava flows, bold rock formations, and wide-open plains create a scenery that feels both harsh and beautiful. The park does not get many visitors, which adds to its appeal rather than taking away from it. Some assume it will feel repetitive or empty, but the variety in color and texture proves otherwise. Sunrise and sunset here are something else entirely, painting the land in deep reds and soft golds. It is the kind of place that does not beg for attention, yet rewards anyone who gives it time. If this video made you rethink what South Australia really offers, let me know in the comments which place surprised you the most. If you enjoy discovering places that feel real, untouched, and honest, hit the like button and subscribe, because there is a lot more like this coming. Share this with someone who thinks they have seen it all, and remind them that some of the best places